So hopefully the audio is okay on this. I know the video is horrible because it's the middle of the night and I am outside. I live in a heavily wooded area, so the woods are behind me, but I like nature. I just wanted to get back out here and talk a little bit more about the journey to healing and what that might mean for me and what that might mean for other people. And today I am going to start with the compassion cards, and they are by Pema Chodron. You can't see it, but Pema Chodron's Compassion Cards, Teachings for Awakening the Heart in Everyday Life. And I think I mentioned in the last video that I like tarot and I like cards, and so I am going to shuffle these, and whatever comes out, it's just what's appropriate for myself. And if anybody ever listens to this, maybe it'll be helpful for them too. I'm going to keep this short and sweet because it's really late, and I think the biggest thing for me is just communicating right now the importance of compassion. I've been thinking a lot about how there are so many people out here that are hurting, and that's why we're seeing a lot of the things that we're seeing in society and between people. And compassion and kindness is really, really important. It goes a long way, and I think it is helpful for me, and it might be helpful for other people to consider how we contribute to positive energy by our expressions of compassion to other people, especially when things are hard and challenging, especially when people are mean to us, especially when life is really hard. And this one is the one that fell out, so I'm going to read this. This is the card. It's number 55, and for people who are familiar with numerology and numbers, I think 5 is a number of change, creativity, and 55 seems like an even higher expression of the 5, so significant change. But the card says, liberate yourself by examining and analyzing. And the commentary is, know your own mind with honesty and fearlessness. See what leads to more freedom and what leads to more suffering. This can liberate you from continually getting hooked by self-centered thoughts and emotions, the root of all dissatisfaction. I think that this is beautiful. The main message, once again, was liberate yourself by examining and analyzing. And I think that this is consistent with the notion of kindness and compassion and generating positivity to promote our own healing and to support the ascension and positive energy of the collective. Because if we don't know what we're bringing to the table, and if we're not honest with ourselves, and we're not courageous enough to look at what's going on with ourselves, then a lot of times we're operating in the world mindlessly. We are just like drones, just going through the day and not really thinking about anything except what's right in front of us, or what's happened yesterday or in the past, or what's going to happen tomorrow or in the distant future. And I think that this card is suggesting that one of the challenges, but also the priorities for each of us, especially when it comes to personal healing, and this is something that I've been learning, is that being honest with ourselves takes courage, and it's possible, and it takes practice, but it is very, very important for us to move forward. This says that we need to examine what leads to more freedom and what leads to more suffering. And and I think that that's internal. I think that hell can be something that we create right here in our environment. And there are a lot of people who are suffering, and there are a lot of people who um, feel like, life is just a struggle, and it might have been a struggle from day one. And that is a very challenging experience to have. And it takes a lot of courage to look at ourselves in spite of what's happening in the external environment, and to push through that in the best way that we know how. So I think that being self-aware is incredibly important to forward motion and progress in terms of our personal lives and who we are and how we're showing up in the world. And it really does take fearlessness and courage to do that. That's something that I think is a lifelong practice, and something that is incredibly challenging, and also a huge learning experience, because I do believe that the world and our experiences and our perceptions open all the way up as soon as we begin to practice self-acceptance. And in order to really, really accept ourselves in the way that I think increases our personal consciousness and collective consciousness, um, it takes honesty and sometimes some time and depth. And that is not always easy when we have all of this noise that's in front of us, but it is absolutely possible. And I think it's one of our missions while we are on this life journey. So I think that's all I have. And even though it's really, really dark, hopefully the words are still the same. And I am going to end with affirmations that are support for why I named the channel I Am. I do believe that I am, and we each are, whatever it is that we believe about ourselves. And that is what leads to manifestation. Whether you want the manifestation, whether you don't want the manifestation, I do believe that we are creators and we're constantly co-creating. And so I want to express gratitude for the knowledge and recognition that I am and that we are important, and that we are and I am a creator, and that we are and I am special, and I am growing, and I am beautiful, and I am trying, and I am powerful beyond all measure. We are powerful beyond all measure. And I think that as soon as we remember that, that's another way that the universe continues to open itself to us. So thank you, higher self, higher selves, and I'm sending love and peace, joy and prosperity to the universe.